Hi, this is Mike Kelly of Keller Williams. I'm going to try to explain to you the difference between a short sale and a foreclosure. Now, a short sale is when you sell your home because you owe a lot more than what the market value is. A lot of people do this as a way to avoid the rather onerous consequences of a foreclosure. Now, let's kind of go through this together. On a foreclosure, if you do go through the whole process of foreclosure, remember when you get your notice of default, you have 122 days until that property is sold. Your redemption period for getting your property back runs within that 122 days. All right, so that'll be sold at the court step. So you got to make sure, folks, when you get that notice of default on your door, you need to act on it. You need to act on it quickly. Now, if you go to foreclosure and you try to get a loan, it's going to show up for 5 years with most Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loans. So that's going to be a problem. A short sale, if you do a successful short sale, and like I said in my previous report, we're closing about 86 to 100 short sales a month, so they are being done. A short sale is only going to affect your Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loans for about 2 years. If you're an investor, foreclosure, it's going to be 7 years before Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae will look at you. If you're a homeowner, it'll be 2 years with a short sale. Excuse me, if you're an investor, 2 years for an investor. Now, you're going to fill out perhaps and buy a home in maybe 2 or 3 years. The application currently right now is the 1003. And what's going to happen on that is there's actually a question that says, have you ever had a foreclosure? So you're going to need to say yes on that if you've had a foreclosure. There's no question on that form as of today regarding a short sale. So there's no question to ask. Now, on your credit score, if you did get a hit on your foreclosure, it's going to take about 250 to 300 points off your credit score. So if you're about 850 now, you're going to get nailed. All right, it's going to stay there for about 3 years. If you do a short sale, currently right now it's about 50 points, and that'll stay in your credit for about 12 to 16 months. So that's a good thing also. Credit history, foreclosure, it's on there for 10 years. Okay, it's not as bad as a BK, but a foreclosure is still a tough thing on your credit report, and it's going to be on your credit history, which is something you really need to consider because we're going to talk about other issues with that here also. If you do a short sale, it's not reported, okay, currently on your credit report if you do a successful short sale. What about security clearance? A lot of us don't think about that, but when you do a foreclosure, okay, and if you're trying to get any kind of sensitive military job, okay, that's going to come up, and that's a big issue. That could cause you to lose that position. Okay, with a short sale, not an issue. Employment, currently, if you're employed, you may want to check to see just what your employment contract says. You could, foreclosure may be terms, okay, for termination. So you need to watch out for that. With a short sale, there's usually nothing about that. Future employment, what about future employment? You go to look for a new job, okay, especially in this economy, they may run a credit report on you, a credit check, and see that you've had a foreclosure. Now, in these days, it's almost like who hasn't had a foreclosure. But still, that's something you need to be careful of when you should talk to an employment agency to see if that does come up. Now, deficiency judgment, this is a huge number. Deficiency judgment, folks, is the amount of money you owe on the property. It's called debt relief by the IRS. And you actually pay, okay, the difference between what you sold it for, what kind of debt relief you got. So if you owed $500, you sold it for $250, all right, and you need to talk to your accountant about this, you could have a deficiency of almost $250,000. That could be ordinary income. Now, there is some forgiveness. President Bush did sign a Forgiveness Act, but that's very complex. You really need to talk to a CPA about this. But with a short sale, you may get the lender to waive that deficiency judgment. So that's something to consider also. You should contact an attorney and a CPA for all this information. It's something that you really need to get a professional with different set of eyes than your realtors to look at that information. Okay, and then when it gets to an REO, okay, in a short sale, when you look at the deficiency judgment, an REO, if it goes to a foreclosure, it probably will sell less. We found out that most REOs, by the numbers that I run for our class at Keller Williams, that the REOs sell for a lot less than an REO. Or, excuse me, sorry, the REOs sell for a lot less than a short sale. So if you have an REO sale and you've lost it for foreclosure, your deficiency judgment is going to be more because they use that eventual sales number. On a short sale, you always need to get more for those, so that's going to make sure that that deficiency judgment is a lot less. All right? Like in all instances with a short sale or foreclosure, if you're looking at going down that road, get a different set of eyes than your realtor on the information. You need to take your note, your deed of trust to an attorney, have them look at it, have them determine what the rights of the lender, okay, are on your property and against you. You could have a a recourse loan, a non-recourse loan. They could go after you for the balance of what is owed. So make sure you talk to an attorney, talk to your CPA. This is Mike Kelly with Keller Williams. Don't forget to listen to the Real Estate Hour Sundays, 9 to 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on News Talk 1350 KSRO. You can also go to www.ksro.com or mikekelly.com for all your real estate needs. Thanks.